Welcome back to Geneva, Switzerland and the World Health Organization. One of the primary goals of the ICD revision process is to create an ICD-11 digital product, updated continuously, with collaborators able to contribute their expertise in a structured way through an internet portal.
I think one of the most important issues that's facing not only medicine, but all of biomedicine is the need to integrate data and information from all kinds of sources. Databases, electronic patient records, everywhere. And to make that happen, there's an urgent need to have the right kinds of terminologies that can bring that kind of information together so that people can process it. And the granddaddy of terminologies, if you will, is the International Classification of Diseases. It's been around for so long and has had such a central role in medicine that it's really essential that it has the purpose of being able to bring this information together and make sense of so much stuff which right now is inaccessible in databases and electronic patient records. And the revision right now really gives us a unique opportunity to think about ways of using ICD that just couldn't be anticipated 10, 20 years ago, and really will bring us into the forefront of molecular medicine and the comparative effectiveness analysis and all the kinds of opportunities that really are going to change medicine for the 21st century.
What's different about ICD-11 is its emphasis on leveraging 21st century technology and information technology to make it as comprehensive, as complete, and most importantly, as usable as we practically can.
In order to do this, we need to ensure that we have a solid, robust architecture that will allow our authors to contribute their information efficiently. The program designed for this is the Collaborative Authoring Tool, known as the ICAT. The ICAT is specifically designed to meet the requirements of the users to allow them to structure their knowledge in a consistently organized way. Behind the ICAT architecture, we have the Topic Advisory Group for Health Informatics and Modeling, known as the TAG HIM. These experts have been hard at work determining ways to represent ICD information in a digital format, as well as navigating the entire revision process in a computerized environment.
The WHO has engaged thoughtfully, I think, a large community of experts from around the world who understand modern computer science principles, modern information management principles, modern classification principles, all of whom are contributing substantively to the underpinning model structure and evolution of ICD-11.
The ICD-11 as the opportunity to begin to merge clinical practice, classification and reporting, and research.
Really, the use of ICD-11 is relating what's written in the clinical record with a categorization scheme that makes it easier for the community and for other administrators in health to be able to give efficient and reliable précis of the current health state of a community. It's a community as big as a national country.
Right now, we're on the clock, as our timeline includes a plan to produce an ICD-11 alpha draft by the 10th of May, 2010. The ICD-11 alpha will be available in two formats. First, the traditional print edition, so familiar to healthcare providers around the world, and also in the new digital format.
We have to know much better our patients, and to know them much better we need information. And information is not that free text. We need to be able to have structured information. We should be able to detect populations at risk before they get sick. So essentially, this new iteration of ICD-11 should be able to provide us better tools to, in a new era of electronic information, to gather data that will enable us to provide better healthcare.
If we can deliver software tools that can process the language in clinical notes so that we can directly derive reliably ICD codes, this will increase the accuracy at which the clinical record is coded and give efficiencies to the coders themselves.
The coders are expecting ICD-11 to be a big advancement for them, the electronic version to help them assist the lookups, the terminology will be much more consistent, and it will be a totally new and exciting tool for them to use.
One of the nice feature, I think, in ICD-11 is semantic interoperability, not only with other classifications from the WHO family, but also with clinical terminologies such as SNOMED-CT. And another interesting point is the willingness to leverage resources such as the Unified Medical Language System for searching purposes.
Now there is a new generation of terminologies like SNOMED, like ICD-11, that are trying to have a language-independent core, a logical core, that will enable reusable information, reusable network of relationships between concepts that you can represent in any language, keeping the same meaning.
Of course, this revision is a very complex process, involving multiple participants, each contributing their time and expertise. In order to simplify the development process, our experts spent one afternoon playing ICD-11, the board game. This enacting of scenarios required that each of our experts take on a different role within the revision process and then examine the work that these individuals would do in real life. In this way, our Tag Him members could evaluate the human component and improve the processes to allow for revision to progress in a seamless and flawless way.
Tag Him meeting here is very important for the foreign countries like Korea, Japan.
As an international standard, ICD-11 is very important resource, especially for Japanese users.
We have lots of problems in terminology, but I think this is one of the best opportunity for us to find out a good way to solve the kind of problem.
As a French, I am very concerned by multilingualism, and I think what is very important in the ICD revision is that as we are based on a new process on ontology, we will be able to ensure multilingualism since the beginning of the revision process.
We are developing a translation supporting tool. I think the translation is very difficult program. However, the phrase-to-phrase translation or idioms-to-idioms translation is much easier than sentence-to-sentence translation. So I think that's the kind of supporting tool would be very helpful for better process, I think.
Lingua franca can just be at the level of the knowledge. And I think we will keep, during centuries, a lot of different languages.
After May 10th, 2010, we will turn our attention to the preparation of the ICD-11 beta draft, at which point we will begin to receive input from interested parties everywhere in the world, much like any other social networking tool, such as Wikipedia or Facebook.
I think that you really need to know the kind of contributor that you want to attract, and then you must provide the incentives for them to participate, and then provide the mechanism for them to be successful in their participation and feeling that they have made a difference.
At this point, the ICAP tool will allow any user to create suggestions or proposals or provide comments, and allow them to see how an international public good can be created collaboratively with consensus in an evidence-based way.
The collaboration between IHDSDO and WHO will bring to bear some of the best work that's going on in terminologies, so I think we have a very exciting set of tasks before us.
I hope this is the beginning of an opening up of terminology both for ICD and for SNOMED, and that combination is actually potentially very valuable. I also hope that this is the beginning of a process rather than something that comes out with just a product. I hope we don't have 20 years between ICD-11 and ICD-12, that maybe there isn't even an ICD-12, that there is a rolling process, that we are creating something that people can participate in and go and be continuous and sustainable and grow over a period of years.
Thank you for staying with us, and we hope to see you again as the process of ICD-11 revision continues.